Hey guys, PlumND with PhoneArena here, bringing you 10 basic tips and tricks for the Samsung Galaxy S8 and S8 Plus. We gathered some of the most essential options and actions that you can perform on Samsung's flagship Duo, which will help you get acquainted with your new purchase. We've also made sure to timestamp each tip and trick in this video for your convenience, so feel free to check out the description for a complete overview of the content. Without further ado, let's dig in. Taking a screenshot with your phone is one of those things which most users perform on a regular basis. In order to do a screenshot on the Galaxy S8, you have to press and hold the power key located on the right and the volume down key, which is on the left, at the same time. Hold these two for a sec and your screenshot is ready. You will notice that there are several different icons present at the bottom. From left to right, these are scroll capture, draw, crop, and share. In my opinion, the two most handy options here are scroll capture and crop. The first will allow you to take an expanded screenshot, which is very useful if you want to capture a long list or a little bit more of a given website. Keep in mind that you can press this button multiple times, which will result in a larger screenshot. The cropping tool will remove unwanted areas from your screenshots, such as the navigation buttons at the bottom and the status bar icons at the top. What's neat here is that the crop excludes these two areas by default. The other two, draw and share, work pretty much as described. Draw can be employed for underlining stuff or if you want to get creative, while share provides a lot of options for sharing your screen. If you're transitioning from another Android phone, you might be surprised that there is no dedicated on-screen app drawer button present on the Galaxy S8. Samsung has changed things up, so now you have to swipe up or down to enter that section of the phone. It's really easy and it does free up space for another icon you might want to access quickly, but it is possible to add this button if you're adamant on having it. To do so, long press any empty space on your home screen and tap the home screen settings button in the bottom right corner of your phone. From there, you'll see a section called Apps button. Tap on it, select Show Apps button, and then hit Apply. On the other side, if you're switching from iOS to Android, you might be more comfortable with having no app drawer at all. Samsung has made sure to include this option as well, and doing so is pretty easy. Again, long press on the home screen and tap the home screen settings button. From there, you'll find the home screen layout section sitting at the top. Access it, press home screen only, apply, and then you're all set. Going back to the navigation key situation, if you're familiar with previous Galaxy S devices, you might know that most of them have physical keys present at the bottom. As the Galaxy S8 sports a brand new design with minimal bezels, these have been removed to accommodate the larger display. This is great news if you're not a fan of the way Samsung positions set keys, as now there's an opportunity to move them around to your liking. In order to do so, go to Settings, Display, Navigation Bar, and then change it from the Button Layout tab. The top of the menu also offers different color schemes for the background if you want to customize it. Knowing how to quickly access the camera of the Galaxy S8 is one of those things you might want to get familiar with right off the bat. I've used Sony phones for a long time, so I'm used to having a dedicated physical button for such actions, but Samsung does offer a pretty decent alternative. A simple double tap on the power or lock button, it's all that's needed to access your camera for those moments where you might want to capture something ASAP. You can do that from virtually anywhere, straight from the lock screen, while you're browsing the internet, or while you're inside an app. When it comes to the various different methods of unlocking your phone, you're kinda spoiled for choice with the Galaxy S8. You can go with the typical pattern, PIN, or password, which are omnipresent on all smart devices these days, while you can also employ biometric authentication tools that can scan your face, iris, or fingerprint. All of them are located in the lock screen and security submenu of settings. Pressing the screen lock tab will display them in a nice and orderly fashion. If you want to use the biometric solutions such as iris or fingerprint scanning, you'll have to set up a pattern or any of the other classical unlocking methods first. Also, you can't have facial and iris scanning turned on at the same time, but both of them are compatible with the fingerprint scanner. If you like to use smart assistants, we've got good news for you. There are actually two of them on the S8 and S8 Plus. Samsung's in-house Bixby service actually has its very own physical button located just below the volume rocker on the left. Pressing it will lead you to Hello Bixby, a page that displays information in a manner that resembles Google Now. Alternatively, you can also gain access to this page by swiping left from your main home page. Samsung has made sure to use Bixby as one of the main selling points of its new phones, but some of its features are still being developed and language support is currently limited, so it might not be that useful for you. You can turn off the swipe left to access Bixby function by long pressing on the home screen, going left, and switching the radio button at the top of the screen off, but you can't really do anything about the physical button. Meanwhile, if you want to make use of the more polished Google Assistant, simply long press the home button at the bottom and the service will appear. Rocking a huge screen might be great for multimedia and gaming, but it certainly prevents most users from being able to navigate safely with one hand. Thus, you might want to make good use of the one-handed mode that is present on these handsets. You can access it by going to Settings, Advanced Features, and One-Handed Mode. Turning this on will shrink the screen to a far more manageable size, allowing you to do stuff like texting or reaching the notification shade at the top without the need to dual-wield the S8 like a mighty greatsword. Samsung provides two options for quickly accessing this mode: a triple tap on the home button or a diagonal drag gesture from either of the bottom sides of the screen. In my opinion, the triple tap is the superior method here, as the positioning of the on-screen buttons at the bottom prevents the gesture from being reliable. There's no need to download any of the so-called cleaner apps on this or any other phone, as they quite often do more harm than good. On the Galaxy S8, Samsung offers its very own optimization solution called Device Maintenance, which has its very own subsection in the settings menu. Make sure to use it anytime you feel like your phone performs slower than usual. It will detect and remove any known malware apps, clear up storage space, close background services which might hinder performance, and all of that good stuff. Locating stuff on your phone can sometimes be a daunting task, especially after you've used it for a while. Most of you might be aware that you have a search option in settings, but the Galaxy S8 offers an even more extensive mode that can search your entire phone. It is located at the top end of your app drawer. You can look up pretty much anything: multimedia, settings, documents, notes, and so on. If you don't have the app drawer enabled, just swipe up or down on your screen to activate the function. If you'd like to give your handset a more personalized look, the easiest way to do it is via Samsung Themes. There are three ways of accessing this app, the easiest of them being a long press on the home screen followed by a tap on the Wallpapers and Themes button at the bottom left. As you can see, there's a lot to choose from. The buttons on the bottom will help you navigate through it all. Wallpapers will only change the background of your home screen, while Themes will strive to give a more complete look to your phone, changing the color scheme of things like the notification shade and so on. There's also options to change the icons on your phone, as well as some custom designs for the always-on display. This has been Plum and D with PhoneArena. Thank you for watching and see you next time.